doctor sleeps here. And Cece and Harry are going to sleep here. Let's ask if we can sleep here. Yeah. And Cece, can we sleep here too? Please, can we see us in?
You want to sleep here at the station?
Yes, please, can we?
Oh, I don't know.
Oh,
kid.
please, you'll be sleeping here. Grandpa will be sleeping here. Come on, it'll be fun.
Well, I'll tell you what. If it's okay with your parents, I guess it's okay with me too.
Yay!
Wait a minute, that's not a yes yet.
Stacy Jones?
Oh, hi. How are you?
Wendy Brackman.
Kids, come over here, say hello to Wendy. Wendy, this is Matt and Tanya.
Hi, Matt and Tanya. Are you a magician or something?
Well, sometimes I feel like one.
Oh, well, Wendy's an old friend of mine, and she has a wonderful talent. She can make anything out of paper.
Including hats. But I love making masks.
Oh, would you show the kids?
Of course.
Listen, I'll go call your parents and see if you could spend the night.
Oh, thank you. Yeah.
Let's see, what kind of masks should we make?
Scary.
Ooh, that's a scary one. Want to see another scary one? I wonder if you can guess it while I'm cutting it out. Let's see. Anything? Here we go, cut number 2. Cut number 3. Here we go.
Face?
Yes, what kind of a face? A very scary face. Chilling to the bone. That's a clue. Let's finish up. Make a scary eye. And almost done. Ooh. Look at that. Wow, Whoops! There's my train. Gotta go. Goodbye, Stacy.
Oh, good to see you, Wendy.
Goodbye, Matt and Tanya.
Bye.
Okay, gotta cut out.
Bye. Bye. What did our parents say? What did they say?
Well, they said, yes, you can stay overnight.
Oh, great.
I'll go get you a couple of sleeping bags.
Terrific. Wait, I can't wait. Oh,
And what do you two shorter than average people got to be so happy about?
We're going to spend the night at the station.
You're going to sleep here?
Yeah.
The two of you are going to sleep here?
Yep.
For the entire night?
Yeah.
Aren't you scared?
No. Scared of what?
Of what? Of everything. Of the dark, of the boogeyman, of the guy with his head on backwards.
What guy who had his head on backwards?
The guy who used to scare the living daylights out of me, that's who the guy with his head on backwards.
Did you ever see him?
Not exactly, no.
I don't think there's a guy with the head on backwards. I think it's just your imagination.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah. Come on, let's go outside and play.
Kids nowadays, they're just not afraid as they should be. Like I was. I would be scared to death to sleep here. Without any lights on, without my blankie, without my mommy. I know that this place is haunted. Why don't they? Genius time! Genius time! Maybe what they need is something to be afraid of. Crazy desk.
This place sure looks different at night. It sure does.
Sigrid began to tow Dorothy again. By this time, it had gotten quite dark. The dory peered out towards the inky ocean. "Is Shipwreck Rock far?" she said. "Pretty far," answered Sigrid. "The farther the better," said Dorothy, holding back a great big yawn. "And when I get there, I'm going to stay up all night." Well, no sooner had Dorothy said this when Sigrid slowed down again. "What's the matter now?" said Carla. "Shh! Dorothy's asleep," whispered Sigrid. And sure enough, Dorothy was snoring little Dory snores. "I guess it must be past her dock time," Emily grinned. "Should we still go to Shipwreck Rock?" said Sigrid. "It would be really cool out there," said Carla. "Unless you guys are up past your dock time too," she added with a scampy smile. "We could tell scary stories there," suggested Sigrid. "That's a good idea," agreed Emily. The three boats tied Dorothy safely up to her dock beside Truro, and once more headed off into the night. "Now we're the three buccaneers," chirped Carla. The three boats soon saw the grim outline of Shipwreck Rock rising up out of the ocean. "It looks different at night," said Emily. "Kind of spooky," whispered Sigrid. "I hear there are ghost ships," said Carla, with mischief in her voice. "Maybe you're too scared to stay here." "I have a good ghost story to tell," said Emily. She wasn't scared. "The scarier the better," said Sigrid. She didn't want Carla to think she was scared either. "I'm not afraid of anything," she added. "Has anyone ever heard the story of the sea beagle?" said Emily. "The sea beagle?" giggled Carla. "Oh, that doesn't sound too scary." "One winter, long ago," Emily began, "the big harbor was frozen over. Ships had to dock out here. One night, there were three boats, just about our size. Well, it wasn't long until Sigrid was sorry she said she wanted to come out to Shipwreck Rock. It was different really hearing a scary story in such a spooky place. Carla had an idea. "Let's pretend we're those boats and float in their places." "The boats were right here," said Emily. The Sea Beagle had come all the way across the ocean, carrying her heavy cargo. "What was she carrying?" said Sigrid. "Buoys!" shouted Carla. Well, Sigrid nearly popped her helicopter. Carla had snuck up on her. "Scared you," smiled Carla. "That's not funny," said Sigrid. "A terrible storm began," continued Emily. "A giant wave hit the Sea Beagle, and she was swept helplessly into Shipwreck Rock. With a silent scream, she sank, and it said she lies there still, on the bottom of the ocean, waiting for boats to come by. Then she rises up and pulls them down with her." "I don't believe it," said Carla. "It's just a silly old story." Where did she sink?" Sigrid stuttered. "Right this way," Emily said softly. Emily led Sigrid and Carla to the deepest, darkest, creepiest part of Shipwreck Rock. "They say you can hear the Sea Beagle sometimes," whispered Emily, "calling for the boats to come. Awa, awa." "What was that?" said Sigrid. "Probably just a ghost," chuckled Carla. I think I'd better go check on Dorothy," Sigrid said. "Just to make sure she's sleeping." "Looks like it's just us two buccaneers now," said Carla. "Maybe we should go too," said Emily, "to make sure Sigrid gets back okay." "Oh, you can go, Emily," said Carla boldly. "I want to see the Sea Beagle." "They say if you want to see the Sea Beagle," frowned Emily, "all you have to do is say the words, Starboard, larboard, homeward bound. Call my name and I'll haul you down. I'm not afraid of some old beagle, said Carla. I hope she does come. The cabin cruiser floated out into the open ocean. Starboard, larboard, she began. Homeward bound. Call my name and I'll haul ye down. Sea beagle, she called softly. Well, no sooner had she said those words than she wished she hadn't. The water began to boil and bubble around her. Something was rising up from the bottom of the ocean. Sea beagle, cried Carla. I didn't really want her to come. I only said I did. One buccaneer, groaned Emily. She was scared for the first time, too. She suddenly realized that telling ghost stories was very different than seeing real live ghosts. The water churned and chopped some more. Ghost! Cried Emily. But it was Northumberland's submarine, coming home from his nightly underwater ocean patrol. Well, Emily was so relieved she laughed out loud. You're not a ghost, Northumberland, she said. Did you just say ghost? Stammered the sub, and down he went again. Goodbye, Sea Beagle. Emily cruised back to Cayley's Cove and told Carla and Sigrid what had happened. They all had a good laugh about Northumberland the Sea Beagle, too. Just then, they heard a familiar whistle. It was Theodore. I was on the night shift, he explained, and Northumberland told me something about a ghost at Shipwreck Rock, and... It's a long story, yawned Emily. I'll tell you all about it in the morning. Right now, I'm really tired. Have a good sleep, called Theodore. Me too, yawned Sigrid. I'll be snoring before you can say Sea Beagle, added Carla. Well, for the first time that night, they found it was very easy to do exactly what they said they'd do.
How you kids doing? You ready for bed?
We're not sleepy.
I know the feeling. The railroad never sleeps. There's somebody doing something all the time. I used to work nights. I couldn't sleep. Not when you're running the overnight train to Pelican Falls. Yeah. The signal would be green. The track straight as a ruler. And we'd go whizzing through those sleepy old towns, giving a tug on the whistle every now and then in case a critter was running onto the track. No people around. They'd all be in their beds. I used to imagine people loved the sound of that whistle, telling them the train was on time, mail's coming through, and they can sleep sound tonight. And that's what you two should be doing. Now, crawl in there.
We're still not sleepy.
Well, just shut your eyes and pretend you are. I'll be right there in my office.
Just get my bed all cozied up here. There now. Good night. Now, what's another nice thought to think of? Oh, yeah.